known for. Instead, Nico going to be playing that role. A double shield comp to boot now for Paris. You can see both teams just contesting up onto the high ground here, searching for opportunities, and they find the first pick. That's Fielder. Quick little burst shot there, finds Alarm, but Ivy dives into the background. He's going to take out soon here. Immortality Field now going to be committed on the one side, but Ivy, look at that with the try shot. Already just going to start lasering them down. If you don't know, a bit of an execute mechanic on that one. He is absolutely demolishing right now with these sticky bombs. And it's going to be a clean fight win right now for Philadelphia Fusion. And I got to say, a lot of teams have come up with when Ivy is just demolishing like this. I mean, the sticky bombs are doing so much damage to him. And he's got the duplicate ready and waiting. Might not even need it though. The amount of damage he's just pumping into them. Fury as well, diving into the back line, finds 2 kills. And his team demolishing right now. Pirates Eternal just cannot find an entry.
Fantastic ult bank to be able to go into these final couple of fights.
Saddle with the flank! What have I just witnessed with that one? Good reaction times from FD God. Comes in with a sound barrier though. He's going to come back from it and soon ends up finding the pick onto Ivy. What a beautiful play by Sado. Unfortunately, the follow-up wasn't quite there. Instinctual, if you will, but still, it might be good enough for Philadelphia Fusion. It forced out the sound barrier, which means Philly can come back in with one of their own. But the Astro gets much better at one off, which could pose problematic for Philadelphia Fusion. But Sado going to send in his own supercharger. Bob goes in as well, and Bob is putting in work alongside EQO. The sticky bombs just do far too much damage. Look at that. Perfectly aiming ahead. Going to try and take the 1v1 now against Nico. But Fury will steal it if it goes down. But Fusion just waited it out, and now looks like EQO is trying to get a bit of damage off the side. Nico going to be duplicating the Sigma, just trying to build up a gravitic flux as he gets sent out. He's only 80%, 90%, almost got it. Just waiting for the right opportunity. Immortality Field not going down, but EQO! Oh my goodness! Comes in from the side. Now he's going to be duplicating over onto the Brigitte, just swinging away in close quarters. And I feel like we've just returned to a previous meta, Josh, a previous meta with potential. You can see the nano boost that's going to be used here. Fielding tried to find a target. I believe that was on the Nosemite. Indeed it was. Takes out the Immortality Field, but now the Primal Rage. Perfect positioning. Can Nosemite capitalize? He's trying to find some targets. Trying to get the control over. There you go, baby! Nosemite with the 2K. Finding it. Fury and Sado off the map. The Fortify could not save them, was not there in time. And the Pans Eternal have just opened this point up. Off the back of some very lovely control there by Nosemite. That's some stellar Winston gameplay. Plonk down that Orisa shield. They're going to be opting now to rotate to the high ground.
With 20 seconds left on the high ground. Both tanks have managed to get up there as well. The halts didn't quite work this time around. And Fielder doing incredible damage over to EQO.
Sorry, excuse me. Okay, finding the shots, despite the fact that he's playing in the past, essentially, when he's on that much of a ping. But there we go. Nosemite now going to be using his nano boost, leaping himself in. Boombox gets anti-nated up by Fielder, and Fielder takes him out anyway. That was a solo kill into the back line. Fielder might just be clutching this one, but Fusion do not want to count themselves out just yet. Nosemite going down. Husu being chased into the back line. Another kill for Fielder as well. This guy making a name for himself in the Overwatch League thus far. Nico back in the fight. The sticky bomb's putting in damage, but Fury shuts him down regardless. Hisu using that tactical visor, but as it fades, he didn't quite get the work done that he rushed. He could not use his Primal Rage. And that's a quick little shot from the Hellfire shotgun from Hisu. A headshot nonetheless. And they're going to be able to take him out. Fusion really just pressing their advantage, as you can see, finding the pickoffs where necessary. Pirates Eternal, they are just getting crushed right now in a neutral game.
And I think you can see that if you can't punish EQO,
Nosemite, it's hard for him to try and get position. Again, he goes for it. He does get like the kill there onto Alarm. EQO going to be swapping over to the Brigitte though, now trying to turn things around. You can see the gravitic flux into the air, and that provides ample opportunities for Hisu to just pluck them out. Play pigeon shooting, if you will. And the Fusion still holding strong, and they've got that rally armor that's just applied onto a couple of them. It begins to really pop off. Finding a lot of these picks. Nosemite on 1 HP. EQO takes him out. It's not over just yet. The Pirates Eternal are in trouble. EQO still in the fight. Nico desperately trying to turn this one. Hambin finally returning into the fray. The overtime ticking. There's only one player remaining, and it's Sado against the world. Not quite. Now the rotation's coming in as Alarm moves over to the Lucio to just try and stall this one. They want to try and make it work. Boombox to the Immortality Field. They're keeping the overtime going. but the spawners, I don't think favor any side. Are the Fusion really going to be able to clutch this one? Alarm, booping them away. The rotations might just be perfect, but Nosemight is back in the fight, and he has the Primal Rage. Moving into the backline, slept again, but awoken in the nick of time. Bob trying to make it work. The Gravitic Flux now used as well. On top of that, the Fusion are desperate to hold on to this one, but I think the Powers Eternal might have just clutched it in the final moments, and they finally get it. But oh my goodness, Josh. Amber moves forward, but going to be pressured backwards now as the Amplification Matrix comes up, but soon, a lot of damage being pumped into them. Sado ends up falling, a quick little headshot, and they're able to find these pickoffs soon with so many kills flooding in for him. Set up as well by Nosemight's dive, his leaps, disrupting the positioning from the Philadelphia Fusion, and that's going to cause them to has to get the movement, has to get the jukes out, has to pull out all the practice, you know, when he's been playing Jet Set Radio. Waiting for this game. You ever played that, Josh?
Sure. No idea what you're talking about.
Well, the game continues anyway. We're watching right here because Past Eternal are trying to make some plays. His Nosemite leapt into it, but it gets frozen up. Not able to find anything.
Nico frozen in the blizzard as well.
Nico switching over to the Reinhardt by using that duplicate. Laying down the Earth Shatter. Forces two of them now, forcing out the sound barrier as well. And it gets the damage done with the laser beam in the tail end of it. Could be turnable now for the Powers Eternal. They might be able to make something work out of this fight. I gotta say though, they're missing a lot of the players. Laser beam straight into the air. Nico, will he survive? Falling so low. He almost got peppered down, but wasn't quite enough. FD with a whip shot takes down Funny Astral as well. Gonna be clobbering him from afar. Nico still just causing his hunting for another environmental kill opportunity soon. In the backline, the Death Blossom unleashed, but look at that peel from Fury. He uses the defense matrix perfectly just to keep his team alive as the Coalescence going to be layered up, and Hisu tears through the opposition. So many kills flowing now for the Philadelphia Fusion, and they are just seconds away now from taking this map. It was a good effort from the Powers Eternal, but good just quite isn't good enough. The Philadelphia Fusion taking that map number 5. GG's in the chat, and they deny. Be rotating all the way around, looking for an opportunity to dive in. And they wouldn't be trying to push in when they have the opportunity to! But when you hit a halt, accretion, and the sticky bombs like that, they just get deleted. Doesn't matter who is on the, okay. Yeah, alright, Yaki is going to be making short work of this one, it seems. Because, I mean, these opening picks are just quite brutal.
They really are. Bullying
you're
as
bullying
well.
them already, Yaki! Come on, pal! We're not even, what are we, we're 2 minutes in? 2 minutes in, you're already trying to be the villain of this. Stop it.
Oh, come off it, Yaki.
Hollywood once more. See Boston Uprising just trying to take positioning. BQB going down. Those are the sticky bombs of Colorhex. That is a fantastic opportunity. Now Florida have got to try and battle back away from this. He's setting up another dive. Must altitude goes down. Colorhex using his laser. Huge bionade from Myungbong. Sets up Bruiser for the dive. Gets 2 kills. Suddenly we're looking at a very different turn of events here as the Boston Uprising are looking to just take this opening point almost instantly.
And Colorhex is looking pretty impressive on the Echo. So,
doesn't have ultimates to use.
Wow.
Yakido gets demolished, deleted. Whatever word you want to use, it's all applicable at the end of the day because it looks like the Boston Uprising with the nano boost onto Bruce, and I can respect it. The damage is being done. Pumping in a lot of these off angles, you're able to get it done. The accretion though is going to be Colorhex, but Colorhex has so much damage to work with! Are you kidding me? Jerido with the Pulse Bomb may have just opened things up for them. You can find him already getting that kill onto Sire Player, chunking in the damage, and he's finding openings left, right, and center. Colorhex now just trying to build up this supercharger before too late, before he fails off the duplicate. As we go for the punch, 91%. If he can get it off, it's going to be good for them. Nice little supercharger shield as well. And that's going to persist for a little while now. As you can see them really just pumping in a lot of the damage now. Beam in charge, really unloading it all. And Boss in a sweet summer day in the sun, baking down on your head. But finding opportunities. Florida Mayhem with already 2 ticks, 2.5. And as they find these little stragglers on the point, they're going to most likely be able to convert this one to a full capture. It's going to take a miracle for the Boston Uprising to turn this one around. A couple of more players remaining. And will that do it? It might just, maybe, possibly. Jerry stalling it. Colorhex goes over, using his duplicate, eating damage. Okay, maybe a possibility.
Good stall coming out.
Good stall coming out indeed. The supercharger was unleashed there by Fate. Bruce's bomb takes him out. Okay, Boston. All right, you might want to try and turn this one around right now. The tactical visor, though, from Sire player on the flank is doing so much damage, and Color Hex gets bursted because of it. A couple more players now. This is decent by Boston. They managed to take a... Sets him up. Sire player collects the kill, and he's looking for a couple more. 2 shots into Color Hex. Yaki cleans it up. Gargle with the 2K. Just like that, Josh, it is over. Almost certainly, as there's only a couple of players left remaining. Boston Uprising have been defeated, and the Florida Mayhem going to be taking it 3-0. GG's in the chat. Casualties is yep, but now the Gravitic Flux sent straight up into the air, straight back down again. Shield going to be splitting down the middle here. Toronto Defiant want to be using it to pressure them forwards, and they've already found a pick onto Birdwing. That's going to remove a lot of the damage, and when you lay down the Earth Shatters like that, Beast is having an absolute field day with it. 2 kills for him. Nice, lovely little retake there from Toronto Defiant.
And Logix is back on the Tracer as well, so this fight carrying on for as long as it has. Big Goose utilizes the sound barrier. A lot of ults coming up here for the Toronto Defiant if they can keep people alive. Agilities has dropped, but they trade out for the main tank. It's looking good for Toronto.
Oh, Chaz almost escaped with his life, but not quite. Duplicate comes out, but it was a panic duplicate. Mira had to go over to the Moira, and he didn't find anything, but he is going to be full HP now. The boot back, he's going to be flying straight back into the fight. They need to get somebody onto the point here. The Gladiators are 98% and counting. The overtime finally is going to trigger now for the Toronto Defiant. Only a couple of more opportunities and no one can touch the point. Toronto Defiant take round number 1 in this series. Territory, but the Gladiators are the ones who are coming out on top. It's going to take some clutch plays from Agilities with the Blizzard to make it work. Death Blossom now from Birdwing, but is being blocked entirely by the Ice Block, and now the Ice Wall Logix might just be doing this, flipping the point back into their favor. The Toronto Defiant have found their opening, and it's all thanks to Logix. Everyone please thank him now as he ends up using the Death Blossom straight into the back line. And that's enough damage to allow his team to really just clean up the remnants.
And you look at the ult situation here, it's much boot potential, but even so, this is a very defensible location.
Gravitic Flux
That's
early though.
perfect.
Look at this aggression that comes out from them. Beast managed to get the yoink off onto OG. He pulled him off of the edge, Mirror onto the backlines though. He has his own duplicate available, ready and waiting, but he just wants to use his raw damage output to see if he can win this fight. And raw it is. Straight up, slamming it into them. Gladiators are able to capture it from here from Kariv. Bob into the back line. Do they have anything to deal with it? He just gets absolutely torn to shreds. That poor robot. His poor companionship will not be enough, unfortunately. The supercharger as well going to be going down. The Gladiators have complete dominance over this entire area. It's going to be a capture with 46 seconds. Damage being popped in from Nevix on the sidelines here. Those Hyperspheres can hurt if you can connect them up, but look at the aggression now from Gladiators. Roki falls. Surefall will be next. And the Gladiators going to be happy with this. And this is, I think, the kind of tempo the Gladiators want to be playing at. You play at this high tempo, you force out mistakes from the opposition. And they're really starting to come alive in this map as it stands. Took them a bit of time.
But I don't know. They have to play so aggro to get past this double shield.
Okay, Beast just going straight into it with the nano boost. Groove goes down though. Mirror finding that one pick for them means that now the Toronto Defiant going to be lacking a lot of heals. A lot of wind conditions taking away those Bionades. You can see with the... Oh my goodness, the beams! Mirror the 3K. I tell you, I mean, it just... There's some part of me that just loves to see raw tracking from the... You see them being exchanged straight across the board here. Now, see the duplication. There you go, said it properly that time. Agility's moving over to the Orisa. Lays down a supercharger.
I didn't want you to change.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm sure that there was actually probably a lot of people getting quite annoyed. Really, I'm learning on the fly like some sort of advanced AI. That's how my brain works. Nevix, I think, managed to get his prey, but Surefall again. They're trying to get this crossfire angle, this action going on. There's those sticky bombs you see on your screen, and that's more than enough. Mira hunts him down. That is terrifying. Now he's taking the off angles right behind him, and Toronto don't seem too wise about it. Space comes in from the back as well. The accretion, along with the hyperspheres. 3 kills for him.
Roki's being forced to swap over. That actually might make a bit of a difference there. Kariv taking
anyone
out Mirror,
even touch though, Josh?
Available.
Can anyone touch? They can.
Roki's there.
Roki's
They've
there.
got the overtime ticket.
Destroyed though. Agilities moves over to the Orisa. tries to lay down a shield, just a bit of sustain on the point, but it's not good enough. Gravitic Flux being forced out at Defiant are desperate. Switching over to the Winston, the overtime going. Agility's falls though, bordering on an absolute tear. The damage is immense, and they are formidable indeed. The Los Angeles Gladiators going to be stopping them in their tracks, and they are going to be taking the series 3-1.